I told about Betty. We came along this road and stopped. Betty asked this lady, she says, what creek is that across the street? The lady looked at her disgustedly and says, that's the Mississippi River.
I didn't say that. I said, is that right?
Yeah.
I like to say creek. I said, okay. Is that a lake out there? I said, is that a lake out there?
Well, it's about 30 minutes to do it and go through the tour. We ought to. You do that first. You come to it first when we go in.
Well, you guys know what to do, so we don't waste any time at lunch. There's no place to waste time at the important sites. Did you do that? Yeah, Fred did. The kids will walk around. You know, when she walks around like that, when she comes back in the car, she's so good. Yeah, she is. RJ, he was getting real cranky. He's so tired. Well, we ought to keep him asleep as long as we can. He kept asking, well, where's the park? Where's the park? He wants to ride his bike. What? More bread? Betty right there in the back.
Reach over the back, I think. How far from Nauvoo are we? About 10 minutes? It was frozen.
Plant bulbs? Oh, it's frozen?
It was frozen.
Well, some of them.
All of them crossed over on there.
No, they gave them 9 months to get out. And they...
It's okay to pass there, Betty. Look at the lily pads.
Look at that. That's like, oh, right there. The rods out there? Okay. What should we do with that truck, Jack? Should we go on into the visitor center?
Betty, now you're doing to him what you did to me. You get in front of him and then you're slowing down to 25 miles an hour.
Well, you're so far behind there. Make you go 60.
Grave markers for any of them, but from records they know who was buried here. And some children and grandchildren and the second.
Good, Grandpa. Hey. Hi, Grandpa. Okay. Hey, watch it. Don't let her fall off the stairs.
Nauvoo, the streets of Nauvoo. Betty, what you eating? Cookie? Gingerbread.
That's a horse. Can I get on one? But you said you wanted to sit on it. Oh, Archie, look at Grandpa.
Look at Grandpa. Look at Grandpa. Yeah, he's a big cowboy now.
Oh, wow.
You like old Bob? You know Bob's got shoes on? You know he's got shoes on? Yeah, see him? Come here, Bob. Come on.
Look at
See
the
his
shoe.
shoe? See it? See the nails holding on? Huh? You got nails in your shoe? Yeah.
I had to walk everywhere.
You went old and broke down like that. Stick her out in front of me. Hey, look at here. Look at old Bobby's eyes. These eyes. You know he's got eyes. Look at his nose there. Feel how soft his nose is.
That's enough.
You know, in fact, that building belongs to the Relief Society. No, there's the show over here. When the Relief Society asked for direct donations from the women to build a statue garden, you know, a few years ago, when they got all through with that, they had money left over. So then they went down here and bought Sarah's house. It wasn't part of the original program. They bought Sarah's house and redid it with the money that they had left over.
All the property here is owned by one of the new churches then?
Not totally. There's about 7 to 10 acres down on the bottom here that is private ownership. There's also the Catholic Church owns probably 10 to 15 acres down off the hill. Yeah.
Is any property for sale in Nauvoo?
Up on the hill there is, yeah. Over here on the right is the chapel building of the reorganized Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. When the Mormons left there and all of them did, there were a few groups scattered around the countryside. 17 years later, they got together and started another church. But even though they had the same early start, they're not alike today. Bill, get it up in there. Have you seen the goat? Right over here sees the goat. And the sheep.
We'll have to come over here, RJ, and pet them.
If you go into the Jonathan Browning home, they'll give you a feed for them. They'll eat right out of the kid's hands. You have to watch the goats. They're getting where they'll kind of climb up on the little kids. They won't really hurt anybody. Over here is the old Stoddard tin shop. In that tin shop is where they found the cookie cutter. Done by hand in those buildings. They also have a collection of Browning guns. In the print shop here, they show you how the press operated, but the one they have there is not the original. It's just like it though, just as old. In the John Taylor home, they got an 1875 pump organ that's playing. And this one here, they got spinning and weaving. They got a rope making machine. They got one of the very oldest sewing machines in that. Brigham Young's home. Brigham, of course, was the leader of the church when the Mormons went west. Under his direction, there were way over 70,000 traveled west. It started. You better watch out, old Bubble stepped on his tail on it. Chauncey Webb and his wife and 5 kids live there. That would be a close-knit family. Blacksmith shop here around the corner, blacksmith wagon shop. There they show you how the wagons were assembled here in Nauvoo. Tell you about it. They show you how the blacksmith did his work. I live for Robert. Robert
Yeah.
Here a few minutes to tell you a little bit about the history of the times and the people here. One of the things I like to tell people, many people, even our own members, don't realize how big the Mormon community was here in Nauvoo. The way I like to tell it is that when they got ready to leave here, the blacksmith tells you that they built 1,895 wagons in 7 months. Tells you how it was done. It's a very interesting story. But what they don't tell you is that that was only part of the wagons they used here. A few days before they got ready to leave, Brigham Young had them take an inventory of the wagons that were ready to go. Found out that they had a few over 12,000 ready to roll. And then they got more after that. They used those right away. The street we're on here, the name of it's Parley Street. But on the 4th of February in 1846, to us Mormons, it became known as the Street of Tears, because it was down this street that the wagons came to cross the river right below us here. And the river, though, now is wider, it's deeper, but it runs a lot slower than it did then because of the dams that's been built below here. When they went down there to cross, they crossed on the ferry boat that was there. They also crossed on the flatboats or barges that they had built for that purpose. They crossed that way until the 11th of February. On the 11th, it turned very cold and the river froze over. It froze over hard enough that they could drive right on across on the ice, which they did for about 3 or 4 days from the 11th. They got several hundred wagons and, of course, teams and families across. But they didn't do it easy because they did lose some of the teams and wagons through the ice. And then it thawed out a little bit. They went back to the boats and kept going, send them on over. The leaders of the church had went over earlier. And then as the people came across, they were put into wagon trains, organized, and one of the leaders would take them and go west. Brigham Young took the first group of about 2,000 and started west. Hey, cut that out! Here, back up here, Bill. Now quit. Bobby, get up in there. Whoa, now you guys stand still. There.
He might better than you do, RJ.
As they went across Iowa, of course Iowa hadn't been settled much up to that time. So they had to find the roads they could travel. They had to find where they could cross the streams. If they couldn't find a place to cross, they built a bridge and went on. They built base camps across Iowa. The first one they built was right over here about 7 or 8 miles. It's called Sugar Creek over here in Iowa. But one of the big jobs they had was to plant crops and gardens and leave them behind as they went, so that the people that came behind them could harvest them and live. And all of the groups that traveled did that.